Cleveland, Ohio, scribbles in my notebook after the Browns lost 24-22 in Green Bay. 1. This from Myles Garrett: if you're a Browns fan, you're frustrated. If you're a Browns player, you're frustrated. If you have anything to do with us, you're frustrated. 2. Frustrated indeed. The Browns have lost their last 2 games by 2 points each. Win them both, or even split, it's a different story this season. Instead, they are 7-8 with 2 games left. 3. I know some fans want to make a change at QB, but it's not going to happen in the final 2 games. Part of 2021 is evaluating Baker Mayfield's long-term future with the Browns. I'd play him the last 2 games, finish out the process of seeing how he performs. 4. As I wrote in my column after the game, the Browns lost on a lousy call by the officials in the last minute. And they also lost on some lousy throws by Mayfield, who was 21 of 36 passing with 2 TDs and 4 interceptions. He also was sacked 5 times. 5. The lousy call was a missed pass interference on Donovan Peoples-Jones. He was held by Green Bay defensive back Rasul Douglas. It became an interception, the last throw of the night by Mayfield. 6. But Mayfield's other 3 interceptions were poor throws. Eric Stokes also dropped an interception earlier in the game. As often has happened this season, Mayfield's throws were sailing high. He didn't seem to go to his second and third receivers very often. He'll never admit, but his confidence appears very shaky. The question of injuries does hang over him, but he had nearly 2 weeks of rest, COVID-19, no symptoms, before this game. He also had only 1 practice. 7. Yes, some fans will say Douglas could have been called for a pass interference penalty when he grabbed Peoples-Jones earlier in the game. But that throw did go into double coverage. Look, Mayfield had a bad, mistake-marred game, period. 8. Interesting stats from ESPN: Mayfield was 2 of 10 with 4 interceptions on passes of at least 10 yards. He was overthrowing. On passes of 9 or fewer yards, he was 19 of 26 for 182 yards and 2 TDs. 9. Some fans have wondered why Stefanski is not having Mayfield throw more deep passes. Stats like that are the reason. He's not accurate this season. 10. Mayfield said, "It was just missed throws. Uncharacteristic, and I hurt this team." That's the most frustrating thing for me. I thought our defense played tremendous against a really good offense. But when you turn the ball over on your own territory, in the red zone and around midfield, and give them extra opportunities, they're going to take advantage of it. 11. There is a reason Stefanski and coaches dwell on cutting down turnovers. The Packers have won their last 31 games in which they had fewer turnovers than their opponent. 12. A Fox Sports analyst Troy Aikman mentioned a few times during the game how Mayfield struggles when throwing to his left. He has a torn left labrum. It does seem his footwork is awkward on some of those throws. 13. I don't know what to say about the impact of the various injuries on Mayfield. I do know he's not close to the same QB as 2020. I also think he has developed some bad habits with his footwork, which is one of the reasons many of his passes sail high. 14. Rashard Higgins rose up from where he's been hiding to catch 5 passes for 58 yards. The Browns used rookie Anthony Schwartz twice on sweeps, good for 24 yards rushing. He also caught a TD pass. 15. The Browns have a week left to prepare for the Steelers. They need to win their final 2 games to end at 9-8, which would give them back-to-back winning seasons for the first time since the late 1980s. Yes, it's been that long. Recent Terry Pluto columns. A lousy call and some lousy throws by Mayfield led to the loss in Green Bay. What's behind the contract extension for JB Bickerstaff? The Cavs are turning Cleveland into a basketball town this winter, Terry's talkin'. What I'm hearing about ownership changes, Terry's talkin' Guardians. Looking for a way to beat the Packers, Browns pregame scribbles. Look at the big picture as Cavs take a Christmas break, Terry Pluto scribbles. Terry's Talkin' Podcast, Browns struggles, JB Bickerstaff, Guardians ownership. What are we learning about Browns and close games, postgame scribbles? Browns play with heart, but loss is a kick in the gut. Browns pre-game scribbles, Raiders also are a mess. Terry's talkin' Browns. What do we need to see for the rest of the season? After all the drafts, trades, losing and even mistakes, the plan worked. Terry's talkin' Cavs. Inside the hiring of Akron football coach Joe Moorhead. The rise of Kevin and the Cavs, Terry Pluto scribbles. How do you feel about the Browns now? Post-game scribbles. It was scary, but Browns did what they needed to do to win. Yes, Cavs are a true team, your eyes and the stats agree. How about it? Isn't it time Browns beat the Ravens? Pre-game scribbles. =fanatics.com. Get the latest Browns merchandise. Here's where you can order Cleveland Browns gear online, including jerseys, t-shirts, hoodies, hats and much more. Buy Browns gear, Fanatics, NFL Shop, Amazon, Lids.